Okay, so today's a good day. I'm feeling productive. I've actually been super productive over the last couple days. I actually got fully dressed and I put some makeup on. Thank you to everybody that has been complimenting my makeup. It really makes my day. Got some orange and purple fall makeup, and I don't know, has anybody during quarantine, shelter in place, ever since a couple months ago, I just haven't been feeling myself and haven't really been that motivated. I haven't been getting dressed. I usually am in pajamas. I put on no makeup or very, very little, if I'm doing a video. But recently I'm starting to get back into the groove of things, and getting dressed really helps me feel productive. So I'm on it today. I actually got ready and I've got a bunch of stuff to show you guys. I'm going to be doing a lot of photography today. If you're new here, hi, my name is Cayley. I'm an online reseller. I find used clothing at thrift stores and I flip them online for a profit. My channel is about teaching other people to resell and make money online. All the links that I mentioned in the video are down below in the description. You can click on the link tree down below and it will pop up my eBay and Poshmark closet if you're interested in viewing. Drop a comment down below if you have any questions or you just want to say hi. You can also send me a message over on Instagram. If you like this reseller content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you get notified when I make new videos. Let's jump into today's video. Alright, so we are going to jump in. I've got both men's and women's items this time. Usually it is mostly women's, but I've actually got a good mixture this time. So if you are one of the gentlemen that watch my channel, but you don't see a lot of men's items, I do have some of those today. Or if you're a woman who also sells men's items, which I highly recommend because they have a really great sell-through rate, I do have some today. So I have quite a bit here. I think I've got about 20 items, so we're going to jump right in. I'll try to get through these pretty quickly. This first one is by the brand Charter Club, which is definitely, not necessarily a brand I recommend that you pick up often. But the reason I picked this up is because there's a trend going on right now called academia. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it's kind of a grungy slash preppy inspired aesthetic. And I know that those are like two complete opposites, but the academia part is basically, imagine anything anybody wore in the movies Harry Potter. That's kind of what it looks like to me. So anything that, is like, could be worn at a uniform only school, or kind of grungy, look up that aesthetic, but kind of like cottagecore. That's the next new trend that's going on. So I picked this up for that reason. This is a really long, I believe it's a dress. At first I thought it was a nightgown, but I don't know. Based on the neckline and what I see on the tag here, it doesn't appear to be a pajama, but even if it were, I think that it would still sell, first of all. But I'm going to market this as a dress because I think it'll go really nicely with that grungy and academia trend. So it is just a midi length button down plaid flannel dress. This is a blue and green. And again, by the brand Charter Club, but that's not why I picked it up. I picked it up for aesthetic, plus it is new with tags, which also helps to sell it. So look up that trend because I really like it. It's kind of along my style. I don't really have a style anymore. I was like a scene emo kid back in high school, if you know what that is. And then I became an adult and I had to get a corporate job, which I moved up in really quickly. And so eventually I had to wear like suits and, pantyhose and heels and different things like that. So you can't really wear stuff like that. So I've kind of lost my style, but I'd like to believe that if I did have a style, it would be close to that grungy academia style. And right now I'm currently shopping to get back into wardrobe that I like. Right now I kind of just wear neutrals because it's easy, but I'm thinking about doing a video where I actually go and shop for outfits for myself along, you know, what I would like my style to be. If you're interested in that, let me know. But this I would consider definitely along that trend, and I really, really love that trend. If you want to pick up items not only for their brand, but you want to pick things up for style to go along with the trends, that way they flip quickly and you don't have to worry about brand, that's a good way to do so, is to always be right on top of styles that are going on. So this is by Pendleton. Definitely a brand that I love finding and picking up. I am pretty selective. This is a men's wool flannel button-down shirt. Really excellent condition. Really nice colors too. It's that blue and brown color. I think they go really nicely together. Flat pockets in the front. This feels almost brand new. But this will definitely be on trend for fall, which is why I picked up, and Pendleton is a great brand to pick up in wool pieces. This next one's not really fall inspired, but I found this really inexpensively, and I have sold a Free People top almost identical to this within the last month. It's like a halter open side, but you tie the sides tank top. This one's really lacy and has some floral print underneath. I tried to look up the style for this, or the style name, and the numbers weren't pulling up. So I'm just going to kind of list it as I see it. But like I said, I just sold a top like this, and because I saw this hanging on the rack for pretty inexpensively, I went ahead and picked it up. Again, the brand is Free People. This next brand is a brand that I used to pass on a lot because I didn't realize that it was a good brand. And now that I know that, I'm picking it up, but I don't come across it often. This brand's aesthetic reminds me of Lilly Pulitzer, where they have bright, loud prints, and that's why people pick them up. This one's more of a muted print, but it is a button-up shirt by McLaughlin. And if you look at the tag, it doesn't really look like anything special, right? Which is why I was passing on it. But then I looked up and realized that it was indeed a brand worth selling. So like I said, this is more of a muted pattern. It's got like geometric floral print, like a baby blue color. I did look up McLaughlin button-up tops, and they seem to be doing pretty well, so I picked this one up. This next one is by Chicos, which this is a very old Chicos tag. If you see Chicos design, it's a pretty old tag. But I picked this up because I like the style. This is 100% silk too, which helps me to sell it. And I just love this jacket. It's definitely, in its truest form, a very mature jacket. But because of the embroidery and, you know, the embroidered trend going on, I think that it can be styled a little bit more open, maybe more as a jacket. And I think this is more of a jacket instead of a top. But this is definitely going to photograph well. I can already tell from how it's looking here. Floral print. So for all of those reasons, I grabbed this guy. This is definitely on trend for fall. I'm always looking for flannels and plaids. So this is by Madewell. It is the oversized flannel, women's size medium. This has a little bit of wear to it, I guess, like the slightest amount of pilling, but that typically happens with all flannel shirts. But the oversized and then this buffalo plaid, I think is going to do really well. This red and black plaid has done well for me historically. And then again, you know, oversized is a popular trend right now, plus it is the brand Madewell, so I grabbed this guy. More of a bread and butter piece. This is by Pure Jill, which is a line sold by J. Jill, size large. And Pure Jill line uses nicer fabrics. Basically, they do Pima cottons, linens, wools. They even do organic cotton sometimes. So I really like picking up this line. I find Pure Jill does really well. This is just a women's long sleeve top. It's got a kangaroo front pocket that goes all the way through. Long sleeve. This is a heathered gray. Plain on the back. And this is just a Pima cotton top. Like I said, a bread and butter piece for me, but I did want to show you that Pure Jill line in case you have not seen it. This next piece is by Wilfred Free. Size medium. This brand I believe is sold at Aritzia and it retails for a lot. I don't think resale value is always there, but nonetheless it's a decent brand. Plus it's a very on-trend style. So this is like an oversized slouchy dolman sweater. V-neck. Super soft and cozy. I think people are going to be looking for the oversized cozy sweaters this season, just because we'll more than likely be staying at home. So I really like the style of this. It's also a heathered, kind of like a slate gray color. Slate gray meaning it's like kind of between blue and gray. So I really liked this piece. This next piece is by the brand Featherbone. Size medium. This brand is sold at Anthropologie. So from what I could tell, they make tops and they make lingerie. And I think they make dresses too. This is 100% silk. I got this pretty inexpensively. And I kind of just picked it up because I knew that it was Anthropologie and it was silk. And even if it is kind of a lingerie piece, it could also be worn as a slip dress, which I think is what I'm going to market it as. It's got some really nice intricate detail, side slits at the bottom, really excellent condition, and it feels really luxurious. I did do comps on this brand and there's honestly not that much there, at least on eBay, so I'm going to do a little bit more research, but nonetheless I thought with it being silk and being a slip dress, I think I can sell this. This is one of my better finds this week. This is a vintage sweater by the brand Ralph Lauren Sport. This is a women's size extra large. And it is a linen cotton cashmere wool blend. And it is a long sleeve crew neck or scoop neck, round neck, dog sweater. And it's also got the RL spell out here. So if you watched any of my videos, you know I really love picking up Ralph Lauren, Ralph Lauren Sport, Polo Ralph Lauren, all of the lines of Ralph Lauren in their vintage unique pieces. Definitely wouldn't just pick up like a plain t-shirt, but unique pieces like these historically have done very well for me. So that brand is in rotation in my store and closet all the time. And I'm always looking out for spell out and really funky, unique, hard to find items. From what I can tell, these dog sweaters are doing really well. So I'm happy that I picked this one up. And it's really cute. This is like the wool cashmere part right here. Not sure what dog this is. I saw some other people listing this as a lab. I don't know. I'm probably just going to put dog sweater. Plain on the back, but really great find. Some of these were going for a lot more than others. I'm probably going to price high and accept offers on this one. I wanted to show you guys this sweater because I'm not sure if you remember when I sold that Coogee sweater for, it was $300 or $350 I sold that Coogee sweater for with a 3D knit. And in the past, I was just looking for the Coogee 3D knit sweaters. And then the other day I came across a different brand. I forget the brand. I think it was Alfani, which definitely isn't a brand I would normally pick up. But it had a 3D knit sweater in that brand. And I was like, oh, maybe other brands sell because it's kind of like a dupe for the Coogee. And I looked it up and that particular brand in 3D knits was doing really, really well. So I picked that one up. I didn't get a chance to show you in a haul, but I came across this one as well this week, and this is also a 3D knit. Not as exciting because it's more neutral colors, but still nonetheless, I'm going to pick these up basically whenever I find them. Obviously, the multicolor ones do a lot better. Like I said, this one's more neutral. It's deep brown, tan, and black. So the 3D knit is, see how these ribs kind of come up? Whenever the sweater's kind of multi-dimensional, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell in the camera here, but this is a 3D knit sweater. And I think as long as you put 3D knit in the title, you're going to get a lot of attention on your item. So make sure that you put that in the title. But don't pass up on any brand in 3D knits. I mean, obviously do your comps. This one's called the Protege collection. Do your comps, but I'd say definitely worth picking up. And I'm definitely going to put 3D knit in my title, and hopefully with the fact that this is a size extra large, it will also help to sell it. I'm not going to put Kuji in my title. That is keyword spamming, so please don't do that, because you're going to bring people that think they're finding a Kuji sweater and they're just really finding a Kuji lookalike. I suppose you could put Kuji dupe maybe in your description, but definitely not in your title. I would definitely not put the word Kuji. You might be opening yourself up to a case if you do that. So I wanted to show you guys this. Make sure you're keeping an eye out for 3D knit sweaters because they can be worth a lot regardless of brand. Moving on, we have got a pair of jeans by the brand BKE. These are the Tyler jeans, size 33. Mention this a lot, but when I'm going through the jeans section, I always look for that contrast stitching. Pretty good indicator of some modern brands that you might want to be on the lookout for without having to go through everything on the rack. So that's usually how I find BKE, Rock Revival, and some of the other brands that I look for. These are in really good condition, with exception to a little bit of wear on the hem, which I think is actually intentional because of some of the other stuff here. And then just pretty basic embroidered pockets on the back. Almost all men's BKE jeans do really well for me, so if you're not picking them up, I definitely recommend keeping a lookout for these. Even if you don't sell men's and you just want to look for BKE jeans, they're relatively easy to find, obviously depending on where you live, but I come across them pretty often, so maybe that would be a good foot in the door for selling men's items. This next piece is by Fabletics, size large. Really great condition, women's black jacket. Full zip, pockets. I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty, it's got like the structuring lines throughout. A lot of modern brands are doing this now. Lululemon definitely being one of them. So I'll try to capture that in the photos. And then it's got a vented back. So I would consider this a running jacket. It's kind of a longer length, which I know some people look for. Got the Fabletics logo on the back. Luckily, this does have the tag. I should be able to look up style name for this one, but definitely recommend Fabletics jackets. This next one is not going to be up for sale. I picked this one up for me. I have a couple North Face jackets, but I've never found a black North Face jacket for me. I usually wear a size medium, but I wanted to get a size large because even though these are fleece, I like to wear them when it gets really, really cold, and so I want to layer underneath. So I was happy to finally find one in decent enough condition. Sorry for the hair. So this is a women's size large, but I put it in the haul because this is kind of a bread and butter for me every year, are looking for the North Face Denali jackets. So the Denali jackets are the ones that have the fleece, and then they have the polyester or nylon, whatever this is called here. So they got those two different fabrics right here as well. So this is the Denali jacket. In the past, these have been bread and butter for me every single season. The brand in general does really well for me, but these Denali jackets always did really well. So I left this in this haul because I actually looked up women's black Denali jackets, and the sell-through rate has really plummeted. So there are a lot more listed than what are selling. And so what that means is that the market is a little bit oversaturated on these jackets. So the demand is lower than what people are putting out there. And although it is still, you know, it retails for a lot and you can still resell it for a decent amount, the sell-through rate is really not there for these jackets right now, at least this particular one. But I got curious when I saw that because I was disappointed, and I thought maybe a specific size might make a difference. So instead of just typing in the North Face women's black Denali jacket, I added a capital L at the end of that search for large. And the sell-through rate on the larges is a lot better. It seems to be a more rare size pre-owned for these jackets. So I wanted to let you know that if something you used to sell, you go on and the sell-through rate's not there anymore, check the size that you actually have because it might make a huge difference, typically with that being more larger sizes. So I'll probably wear this if for some reason I decide to sell it. I am confident knowing that the sell-through rate is there for the specific size, but sometimes size does make a difference in your comps. All right, this next one is by the brand Cloth & Stone. Sold at Anthropologie sometimes. This has a TJ Maxx tag, so it is new. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to keep that tag on or not. I think that I might. This is a chambray top, long sleeve, cut out, has that like bar neck there. Full button back, which I thought was a really nice detail. I know a lot of people have mentioned that people are looking for really basic styles for fall with just a touch of detail, and this would be perfect. It's got, you know, pretty what I would consider basic silhouette with exception to a small cutout and then this detail right here. Chambray shirts always do really well for me. Cloth & Stone's definitely known for their chambray and denim tops. So I picked this one up for that reason, and I will be selling this one. This next one is by a brand that I usually pass on, but towards the fall and winter, I actually pick it up quite heavily, depending on the material content. So this is a Banana Republic size medium women's merino wool cardigan. I don't know if you guys watched that eBay sourcing guide video, but I actually looked up Banana Republic sweaters. I looked up that brand on the sourcing guide through the eBay tool, and this ranked pretty well. So for that reason, I was keeping an eye out for them. Comps look pretty good. This is a duster cardigan, and I really, really like, they have really high side slits on both sides, which I think can be pretty flattering. So it had that unique detail. Again, a pretty basic piece with a unique detail. I am going to be looking for quite a few Banana Republic sweaters. Again, depending on material content, I usually pick up this brand during the fall. This is another kind of mall brand, but J. Crew does retail for quite a bit, and if I find pieces that I think are unique enough or on trend enough, I'll definitely pick them up. So this is a J. Crew size 2 women's top. This is a gauzy embroidered kind of peasant top. You can see the peasant sleeves here. Got embroidery down the sleeves. It's not really a drawstring, but the neck, tie neck right here. And it's got embroidery diamonds all over it too, along the neckline. So I thought this was really on trend, and then the fact that it's J. Crew, a pretty recognized brand, I thought it was a win-win, and I picked this one up. Okay, this one is a brand that I'm definitely not familiar with. It's called Allison Joy. When I looked this up, I was thinking it was going to be sold at like Urban Outfitters or Anthropologie or something like that. It's actually sold on a site I cannot remember the name of the site. I'll put it here on the screen. But they sell collection of items that seem to be retailing for quite a bit. I'd never heard of the site before, but I'm actually going to put the site in my title because that's where this brand is sold. But nonetheless, I picked up the sweater because it felt like quality, and it has these really cool kind of trumpet sleeves, but they're ribbed. And then they've got a little ruffle right here. Speckled knit, marled knit, whatever you want to call it. Really nice neutral. It's kind of a longer tunic length, and then it does have a wrap. All in all, I just really like the style, and like I said, it feels like quality. It feels like it's made really well. So I picked it up for that reason, but I'm going to keep an eye out on that site and start looking at it and see just how popular it is. This next one I picked up kind of on a whim. This is hardly there anymore, but it's the brand Soft Surroundings. Main reason I picked this up was because it is a long sleeve shirt with cuff detail, contrasting cuff, lace. This looks very bohemian to me. And things historically for me with contrast cuffs always do well. I usually put contrast cuff in my title. I'll obviously put lacy, ruffle, stuff like that. But Soft Surroundings is a brand that can do pretty well. I was able to see similar styles to this. I couldn't find the exact style name, but I did see that, other people had sold them before. So I picked this one up, again, kind of on a whim just because of the contrast cuff detail without looking it up at the thrift store. But I wanted to show you guys this one because, again, historically, contrast cuffs in certain brands can do really well. One that always comes to mind is Free People. Their thermal tops with the contrast cuffs are big sellers. Almost done. This is the brand Marciano. Says made in Italy. I'm not familiar with this brand. What comes to mind is Guess by Marciano. And originally I thought maybe that's what this was. I'm still not sure, to be honest with you. It's got tags. It appears to be a men's shirt because the size is size 43. Could be wrong about that. The size seems to be a 43 as well because I think that translates to a men's large, which this seems to be, and based on the length. The print is obviously a bit more feminine, but I'm finding that men's shirts with a bit more feminine print but still masculine colors have been doing well. So I picked this one up just kind of as an experiment. I'm going to look up this brand a little bit more, but I just really like this and I think it will photograph well. Okay, and lastly is this blazer. Now, I'm going to just throw it out there. I do not pick up a lot of blazers. The reason I do not pick up a lot of blazers is because they are very hard to get sizing down, especially if the size is not inside the jacket. And I find that buyers want a ton of measurements. They don't typically sell very quickly. You really got to have a good brand, a good color, a style. Like, it's very specific. But I picked this one up because historically for me, navy blue blazers with gold buttons do really, really well. I wish I was the kind of person, but I'm definitely not, who would style the blazer. So most blazer sellers have it on a men's form. They have like a dress shirt underneath. Sometimes they'll put a tie there or a pocket square or something. I don't do that. It's going to go on the wall like this. But I picked this one up because of its navy blue and gold buttons. I'll probably put nautical in the title. This also kind of goes along with that academia trend. I think blazers are going to be really popular this fall because of that. It is by Tommy Hilfiger, a pretty well-known brand. Made out of 100% wool. I have to look up, this like fabric, the way it lays, the pattern of it. It has a specific name, but I can't remember. And then on the inside, it did have the size. I'm not going to dig it out right now, but it did have the size. And so for all of those reasons, I decided to pick this up. It feels brand new. I probably wouldn't have picked it up if that academia trend wasn't going on right now. But because of that, I wanted to hop on board and try selling this blazer. Alright guys, so that was a pretty long haul. I'm going to split up the rest of the items from this week's sourcing trip, do another haul I'll probably film today but post it later. So if you're not already subscribed and you want to see that second haul, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you get notified when new videos come out. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I hope you learned a little bit. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what your fall focuses are. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.